Well, after a long weather delay, we want to welcome you to Cochrane Stadium. It is Friday the 13th. The weather would speak to that very clearly. And we are here at the Falcons home opener against Ohio State University. And we are ready for some soccer. I'm joined by a new broadcast partner, Reese. Reese, welcome to the booth.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on today. First soccer game ever broadcasted, so
Okay.
a little shaky, but we'll get through it.
What did you think of this crazy weather? Just to set the stage, I don't know if they were showing the broadcast, but it was purple and pink and blue.
Friday the 13th. I mean, you can't have better weather for this.
There you go. And Ohio State is traveling. I feel like they're the unlucky ones, playing a very strong BGSU team who is undefeated right now, and we're going to talk about this more, ranked 25th in the coaches poll. So I think that spirits are high. We're playing well. We're returning a lot of great players, and we're going to pause for our anthem. Maybe not quite yet, but we are going to have an anthem here shortly after a long delay. The place is packed.
Oh, yeah.
So you love to see that.
Yeah, it's a pretty full crowd. They've stuck around for an hour and 20-minute weather delay,
Yeah,
so that
great crowd.
Speaks a little bit to the loyalty of the BG fans.
Absolutely. We got the awesome cheerleading team here. We've got the pet band over in the Cochrane Crazy section.
Yes.
So love this backdrop. Says Falcon Soccer. That's new this year. The field is looking fantastic. We hope it holds up after the rain, but lights are looking great. Field's looking great, and we are excited for some great soccer tonight.
Yes, we are.
They're just kind of getting the last details set up. It looks like the players are going to be taking the field soon. Again, we want to thank you all for sticking around. Hopefully you've had your eye on the stream, and we're up running now and excited for some great games of soccer here at Cochrane Stadium. Again, this is our home opener after results at Duquesne, Robert Morris, Wisconsin, and Northwestern, where we opened the season with a tie and then won on not only to win 3 games in a row, 2-0, 1-0, 3-0, but not give up a goal in any of those games. So a really strong last 3 results. 2 seasons ago, Reese, pretty exciting. Bowling Green was the last Division I soccer team to give up a goal. And we started very strong. We are replacing some defensive players this year in Ebby and Mo, who were going to be pretty hard to replace. I spoke with Coach today, but he's really excited about the guys coming in to take their place. So we're going to do the anthem here. Oh, no. It looks like we're in another weather delay, so I think we'll probably go ahead and go back to pause here. But please stick around. I think we're going to get this game going. We're just waiting to see. So thank you.
Can you hear me?
I can't hear you. Say.
First, for the visiting Buckeyes, number 1, Parker Siegfried. Number 2, Osmond Fofano. Number 4, Samuel Buzzes. Number 6, Joe Ortiz. Number 7, Luke Kiley. Number 9, Devin Edlin. Number 10, Joshua Jackson Ketchup. Yeah. Number 14, Mitch Bergman. Number 16, Mateo Benatti. Number 19, Jack Holland. And number 23, Jake Shepard. The Buckeyes are coached by Brian Mazenoff, who is assisted by Matt Coldesy and Sergio Gonzalez. And now, your starting lineups for your Bowling Green State University Falcons. A senior from Toulouse, France, number 24, Anthony Mwembia. A junior from France, number 4, Achille Robert. A senior from Mississauga, Ontario, Canada, number 5, Tom Roble. A junior from Holland, Ohio, number 8, Zach Fisher. A senior from Cincinnati, Ohio, number 9, Charlie Majeski. A senior from Copley, Ohio, number 10, Chris Brennan. A sophomore from Bowling Green, Ohio, number 12, Cale Nichols. A freshman from Windsor, Ontario, Canada, number 13, Michael Montemurray. A sophomore from Marysville, Ohio, number 18, Matt Walter. A sophomore from Gahanna, Ohio, number 20, Jensen Lacasco. And a junior from Naperville, Illinois, number 22, Chris Sullivan. Director of soccer are Kyle Milner, assistant coaches Sean Teagan, Nate Kopanek, and Matt Kieran, and his 11th season at the helm of the Orange and Brown, Eric Nichols. And now the 12th man of the BGSU men's soccer team, the Cochrane Field. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please rise, if you are able. Direct your attention to the flags at center field being presented by ROTC Detachment 620, as we honor America, as well as all those who have served, those who are serving, and those who will be serving in our armed forces with the singing of our national anthem. Singing the national anthem is a junior early inclusive childhood education major from Cleveland, Ohio, Caleb Gibbons.
Welcome back to Cochrane Stadium. It is Friday the 13th, and after several weather delays, we are back here in the booth. It feels a little like Groundhog Day, but I'm joined by my new broadcast partner. I'm Steven, and this is Reese. Reese, welcome to the booth. I'm sorry this has been kind of a weird first game to broadcast.
A little bit different, a little bit off, but we're here.
Yeah.
And we're going to play some soccer.
And we're really excited to be here. It's pretty much a full house, and the energy has gone up and down with the weather announcements. I think once the players take the pitch and the ball starts moving, it's going to be exciting. I will say the field looks fantastic. They were actually, this is some field gossip, a fungus situation at the end of last season, and the field was pretty beat up. It looks phenomenal right now, and thank you to the grounds crew who did an amazing job getting this thing working again. As the team runs over to the Cochrane Crazies, they're going to do the rounds there, dap up the fans, get some good energy going. See Chris Sullivan with the high jump there. Talked to Chris earlier this summer, and he's been on a pretty diehard training regimen. He's playing a little lighter than he did last year. Look for him to be absolutely terrifying, scoring and getting forward into the box. So a fantastic player. And we've got some new players on the team, actually a couple that are starting, and we're going to talk about those. But we should introduce the opposition as well. You may have heard of them from down the road, small school, Ohio State. And we're happy to host them and apologize to them and their fans for the weather up here, but we know they're excited to be here on homecoming weekend and certainly going to give us a task as well. So two very good soccer programs facing off. Your Bowling Green State University Falcons ranked 25 in the nation, so pretty cool that we're there. 3 wins, no losses, and a draw with results 1-1 versus Duquesne, 2-0 at Robert Morris, 1-0 at home, and 3-0 at Northwestern. So a really positive start with a somewhat of a new group of players, and we have kicked off. So against all odds, we are playing soccer at Cochrane Stadium, and I can tell you the boys in the booth are thrilled. We didn't know if we were ever going to see this happen. So we're really excited for this game and hoping for some great soccer. So Ohio State wins a foul right away. And Reese, do you want to talk us through our freshmen? Maybe just kind of tell us who's new on the team here.
Yeah, so as an incoming freshman or a current freshman at Bowling Green, I know some of these guys.
Okay.
So we have several players actually from the same high school. Toledo St. John's Jesuit is a big school for that. They have 4 players from St. John's Jesuit on the team. So we're going to start out with Obdi Faki. He's a freshman from Toledo, Ohio, went to St. John's Jesuit.
Great.
Eli Shope, he is from Bowling Green, Ohio, also went to Toledo St. John's Jesuit. Moving further down the list, we have our first Canadian. It is Michael Montemurray. He is a freshman from Windsor, Ontario, went to Holy Names Catholic High School.
And he's actually starting right now.
Yes,
13
he is.
Starting in the defense. So clearly Coach Nichols really trusts him. That's pretty big to be a freshman starting against Ohio State. Homecoming weekend, we're going to watch him closely.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely a big deal anytime a freshman's starting in any sport, but really in soccer more so, where you have a lot more upperclassmen starting. It's obviously a huge deal. So moving further down the list, we have Carter Womack. He is a freshman from Mason, Ohio, where I actually called home this summer. So
okay, great.
That was cool. Further down the list, we have Spencer Straka. He's from Toledo, Ohio, went to St. Francis de Sales, so he is the first
BG threatening here. Sorry to cut you off, Reese. Ball in the box. Oh, right away, Bowling Green goal. Chris Sullivan, take a bow. That was clinical. That was clinical and efficient. Phenomenal. Bowling Green on the board, 1-0.
2 minutes into
wow,
this game.
2 minutes into the game. The fans are going crazy. You love to see it.
Ohio State honestly looks a little gassed. They're trying to get back together and figure out what went wrong.
Wow.
There. Bowling Green just
homecoming
pushed it up.
weekend. What a start. You know, the weather maybe lulled Ohio State into a little sense of that this was maybe going to be a slow start. Bowling Green really pushed the tempo. That looked like inside of the foot from Chris Sullivan. Beautiful finish.
Wow. Yeah, Bowling Green just pushing the tempo early.
There's T-shirts being thrown. We almost had one up here.
Fans are going absolutely ballistic right now. 2 minutes into the game.
And now, we got a ball in the bushes. And now Ohio State tried to go over the top quickly. And Reese, I know you don't have a strong soccer background, but something that I want to look at as we see a drone out here on the periphery as well. Something that I want us to look for in this game is the way that both teams are playing out of the back. And that's really big right now. Every team from an amateur up to a pro level is trying to figure out how to move the ball from the goalkeeper to the other net eventually, right? And so I spoke with Coach Nichols, and he's really not committed to a single strategy, willing to build out of the back when it makes sense. A lot of the goal kicks are still going to be over the top kind of long balls where you're playing for the rebound. But look for that strategy, and let's look to see Ohio State if they try to play out of the back as well. Because it really does take a certain style of soccer. As great defensive stop there for the Falcons. Coach Nichols saying that he really trusts his players to be a little more expressive than they were last year. The last few seasons, Coach Nichols has been asked his players to be more direct, to cut down the number of passes, but he's allowing players to express themselves a little more. I had a great talk with him today as a risky pass there through the midfield. But good nonetheless. Coach Nichols was just talking about really trusting his players to express themselves creatively, and also being willing to let them kind of play with the ball, dribble with the ball. And I think we saw a little bit of that on the first goal, which was pretty cool.
So still moving down on the list of these freshmen, we were talking about Spencer Straka, who is a freshman from Toledo, Ohio, went to St. Francis de Sales.
So BG really pulling locally here from the Toledo area.
Oh, yeah.
BG breaks again. Good ball, goes out for a throw-in. I believe that was Matt Walters bringing the ball down the right. Chris Sullivan with the throw in here. Kind of funny to see Chris Sullivan take these throw-ins. You wonder if almost he's there to really take the rebound, which in this case he wasn't. Ball into the box. The Shield did get ahead on that, and that's who you want, your long, lanky center back, to get their head on that. Didn't quite take the right deflection. And now Ohio State will break in a fantastic piece of work there. I think that was a Shield Robin to get back and win that ball. Phenomenal commitment, and it goes back to what Coach Nichols said about asking his players to win the ball back when they lose the ball, and he will love to see that.
BG looking on the attack here. They're taking a little bit of chances, and Ohio State seems a little bit almost exasperated that they even started to try that.
Number 16 for Ohio State, Mateo, I'm going to say this, Bonatti. You've got the pronunciation guide there. There we go. So it's really turned into a beautiful night here at Cochrane Stadium. It's humidity is low after the storm moved through, and you kind of wouldn't know that we were on 2 delays. You know, it's pretty nice. Looks like Ohio State will have a goal kick here. And as BG presses, they'll choose to go long here. And I think that will kind of be a variable here. BG attempts to recover. Ohio State threatening in the box. Can he cross a decent ball? BG looking stout defensively early, which is a great sign. Ball flies in front of goal. I think Anthony Mwembio was pretty ready for that. There's not a lot that's going to shake him there. His feet were kind of ready to go on the balls of his feet. Maybe looked a little scarier than it was. And Ohio State enjoying some sustained possession here kind of for the first time.
Ohio State almost seems to be in a conservative offensive mode here.
Yeah, maybe trying to figure things out. Anthony Mwembi has to get up and swat that away. That was a little scary. Made the decision to come out and just put that out for a corner. He's going to organize his defense here, just get the boys hyped. And I want to, you know, I've seen Chris Sullivan score some great goals, and I said it was Chris Sullivan, it was Chris Brennan, who they're both very apt at scoring goals. So my apologies. First game of the year, a little rusty. I expect to see a lot of goals from both Chris Sullivan and Chris Brennan, with the assist coming from Cale Nichols. Ohio State looking a little more dangerous as they try to cross some balls.
Ohio State seems to not be finding the success they would think offensively here. Bowling Green doing a nice job defensively.
Yeah,
keeping
and wow,
them out.
quickly they want to switch the field. Brennan was open, and now they're going to try a little overlap. Matt Walters down the right. Good tackle, clean tackle, but Brennan keeps the ball. Falcons expressing themselves with some technicality through the middle of the pitch here. And look for Charlie Majeski to really dictate the pace of the middle of the park. Coach Nichols really trusts him to kind of drive the direction through the middle of the pitch. So look for Charlie to make a big impact as he did last year, number 9. He's kind of always just around the middle of the pitch, always kind of making things happen, transitioning. He's in that kind of that pivot role a little bit, moving the ball from the midfield forward. Ohio State will kind of reset here. Maybe switch the field.
Ohio State and BG showing very different offensive attacking styles here.
They are. As get an offside call. BG defenders very disciplined there. I don't think that was necessarily a formal trap, but they didn't kind of take the bait. Bowling Green will take that. Yeah, I agree. Ohio State seems to be the one going over the top and kind of trying to find a runner. And the problem with that is you're going to get a lot of these offside balls, which kind of kill the momentum after you've taken the ball, you know, down the pitch.
And normally in a match like this where a MAC team is playing a Big Ten team, obviously, it's usually the other way around, but Bowling Green just isn't any MAC team. They're obviously ranked.
Yeah, 25 ranked. And I think, you know, we said this earlier, but I think Friday the 13th, it's got to be the traveling team that feels a little unlucky to be playing Bowling Green at home, homecoming weekend.
With a 2-hour lightning delay on top of that. 2-hour lightning delay,
so I think that the soccer gods maybe smiled a little on the Falcons here on homecoming weekend as Bowling Green pushes. Nice spin move there. Taken down on his chest by Matt Walters. Going to center the ball up. BG looking fluid. Can't find the pass there. Going to reset a little bit. You wonder if there was
here.
Yeah, you wonder if there was an advantage to be played. Just a foul, be a free kick. It is a dangerous spot, and you'll see Ashiel Robin go up there. You'll see kind of the taller center backs want to be in that best position. This is also the kind of free kick that could be taken shortly in some kind of a pre-planned kind of a run-up. We'll see. I would say from this distance it makes sense to go for a header here. We'll see who ends up taking it. Oh, great ball into the box. Oh, phenomenal
what a save.
Phenomenal save. Zach Bisher just with a beautiful strike, and he's going to feel like he should have scored there. And Bowling Green is just threatening in the box here.
They're getting tons of shots on net.
Let's see if Matt Walters can ship another ball. Oh, Ashiel set up for the bicycle kick. Wasn't there. So Bowling Green really threatening with a 1-0 lead.
The Bowling Green fans are really appreciating this offensive-oriented attack by the
They
Falcons
are.
right now.
It's been a joy to watch. Like we said, creative through the midfield. Bowling Green choosing not really to play a lot of long balls, but kind of build slowly through the middle. And Bowling Green steals the ball in the middle of the pitch. See if they switch the field here. And Matt Walters, number 18, who's closest to us here, has been playing really well in that kind of, he's in a, I would call it a wing-back, overlapping winger position up the right. And so much of Bowling Green's attack has come through him on this right side. He kind of floats into space, and then he's been putting a lot of balls into the box. Tom Roble, senior, huge part of this team as well, has that leadership, has that experience. Coach Nichols will call on this year.
Bowling Green has a very interesting mix of guys. They have several guys who are seniors and they've been here and played.
Absolutely.
Then they have a good mix of freshmen in,
and
with some of them playing.
You really want that. If you're trying to build a sustained program, you want that mix. And I know that as excited as we are about Anthony Mwembia, a goalkeeper, we have a crop of a couple more keepers coming up as well, including Logan Kowalczyk, who Coach Nichols has spoken very highly of, and also redshirt freshman Alec Sherdawa. So Bowling Green knows how to reload. Coach Nichols has built a great program here. A little dicey in the back there, back to Anthony, and he will choose to go over the top there just to clear the danger. So Bowling Green not dogmatic in their approach here, but mostly we've seen the build out of the back. Bowling Green may be willing to let Ohio State have a little possession here, slow the pace down a little bit.
A nice block there.
Yeah, and the midfield is staying really compact. You'll see they kind of hunt together in a pack, almost like they're kind of attached by a string. And all of Ohio State's luck has really come up this right wing. They're going to trap this up. The pitch is a little slippery on these tight cuts, and the ball will go out for an Ohio State corner kick. I would assume most of the players have got their long spikes in for traction here, as the ground is going to be, grass is going to be pretty slippery. We had not a ton of rain. I don't think there's going to be a lot of standing water, but it's still going to be pretty slick. We see a little puddle here in front of us. Chris Brennan, who is strong, is going to win most of those despite his despite his relatively small stature. He's just so strong in the air, so strong on the ball too. Ohio State playing a little overlap. We'll try to put a ball into the box. Oh, and Anthony Mwembia with a phenomenal save. And that ball took a difficult deflection and actually stays in bounds. Bowling Green will have a throw-in. So Anthony called to duty here, and it has been a couple times with some long saves. Wow. And Ashiel will try to play out of the back before going long. If he can find a runner, oh, almost a beautiful pass. And Bowling Green pressing really hard, trying to win that ball back. Every player is involved in the press. They know where to be. They're well drilled. This really shows Coach Nichols' experience and ability to coach the team. I think we've got a souvenir. Nope, not quite.
Almost got out of there.
I think maybe it should be 2 goals if you can hit the drone. It seems reasonable. And we'll give a shout out to the youth team here. It looks like they're, I think maybe Toledo Arsenal. Couldn't have picked a better team to be named after. I applaud them for that greatly. and we appreciate them being here. Probably going to be kind of late for some of these young men and women.
Yeah, shout out to them for sticking around.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Anthony has to really come out of his box and does not need to save that goal kick. So Ohio State sustaining some possession and some attacks. It hasn't felt super threatening. Every shot has been a little desperate, but there was that deflection that shot across the face of goal, and Anthony Mwembia was called into service, performed admirably, and the score stands Falcons 1, and that team from down on 75 0. So
sounds like a little bit of Ohio State, Michigan almost.
No, it's Ohio State Bowling Green.
Yeah.
You know, Michigan won't schedule us either. I don't know if we're allowed to say that on the radio, or on the broadcast. But Bowling Green has a great team, and not a lot of people want to come to Cochrane Stadium. It's not a fun place to play. We have pretty good, phenomenal fan support, even on the weather like this, and it's just not a place we want to keep people come. Matt Walters slips.
Yeah,
Is able to retain possession of the ball.
It's almost like a UCF type college football.
It is. It's Chris Sullivan with the ball. We'll look for an option. Oh, and makes a great little flick over the top. Good idea. Gets the thumbs up to say, hey, try that again, because that almost went off very well. Love to see that creative thinking. You know, I know Joe Sullivan is in the crowd here. I see him down there, and he'll appreciate that little move from Chris. Maybe we'll get Joe up here during halftime. We'll see.
Oh, BG on the move now.
Speaking of a break here, if they can find the right pass, Sullivan might go alone. Waits a little long, and the build-up kind of breaks. Ohio State will have a throw-in. So Bowling Green consistently frustrating the defensive line. You can see Ohio State kind of flustered, hands in the air, hands on hips, as Bowling Green consistently able to get the best of them. Ohio State tries that long ball again. They're really just hoping for a miracle here, and I think Bowling Green would be happy to play this kind of game for another 60 minutes or so, because pretty in command.
BG also seems like they're not just content with the 1-0 lead. They're playing to win here. They're not playing to not lose.
Yeah, that's a great point. You worry about that on a homecoming weekend where you just would love a win that BG might try to slow down, but the team is not really built like that. They're built to score goals, and yeah, I don't think you're going to see any kind of slowdown.
No, and it's good to see they didn't come out. Emotion's always good, but it seems like they didn't come out too emotional and too focused on moving the ball up and attacking right away. They came in, they attacked at their pace, and they scored. Yeah.
Do you want to just review our returning seniors here? I think that our viewers might just want to be reminded of who we've got coming back.
Yes.
It's a pretty great group of seniors.
Yeah, so starting off the list, it's Tom Roble. He's from Mississauga, Ontario, Canada. He went to St. Aloysius Gonzaga Catholic High School. Further down the list, we have Charlie Majeski. He's from Cincinnati, Ohio. Went to Summit Country Day. Chris Brennan from Copley, Ohio. Went to Copley High School, so local kid. Our next senior is Anthony Mwembia. He is from Toulouse. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yep.
Toulouse, France. And, yeah, that's a senior class. It's not a giant senior class, but they're all playing big roles.
A lot of leadership. Most of those guys are on the pitch right now. So
mostly junior-heavy roster more than anything else.
Yep.
So next year they will have a
guys
lot
like
of
Zach
senior
Bisher,
leadership.
Vinny Warner, Ashiel Robin. I say his name and he clears the ball.
Guys that have obviously stuck around and they're believing in what BG's building here.
Absolutely. And BG doing a great job of filling in holes. You know, we lost two of our best players. We had a player from Ghana last year, Ebby, who is just absolutely phenomenal and is now enjoying a successful pro career. So he was phenomenal and scored a lot of goals as a defender. And Chris Brennan will be tenacious on those balls. He will chase those down and just give center backs fits. They'll be thinking about him in their sleep, closing on that press like that. And Bowling Green, again, pressing high here, wants to win the ball back high, and almost did there. And this kind of pressing just takes another level of fitness, and they win the ball back. And that is that press where you are constantly pressing high. You do put yourself at some risk if a ball goes over the top, but it's physically demoralizing when it's done to you as an opposing team because you just feel like you can't even get out of your own half. So players have to be really fit. I know Coach Nichols has really stressed fitness this summer, and that press just takes another kind of fitness.
Yep.
And it's somewhat suited to the college game because of the way that you can sub. So you can press hard, and when you're gassed, you can sub out, and it's kind of next man up. So look for that press. I don't think Ohio State can really afford to do it down 1-0, but BG will probably continue to do that.
Yeah, I don't want to say it, but it almost seems like Bowling Green is in a lot better shape right now than Ohio State is. It could be just their attacking style, but it seems like for the condition Bowling Green's in, they're meant to run and gun almost, and that's what they're doing.
But I mean, this is a strong Ohio State team that we're looking at here, and I know that Coach Nichols' message at halftime will be, "Hey, do not count these guys out yet."
Oh yes.
I mean, this is a good team, and they've played good teams as well.
Yeah, they'll be in the mix in the Big Ten race for sure.
Oh, absolutely. And I was looking at the schedule. Bowling Green opens MAC play at Akron, which is, a perennial MAC powerhouse.
That's a tough game.
So to play and beautiful pass into the box. Oh, and Chris Brennan winds up, can't quite make contact. And Matt Walters is willing to really dig in there, win the ball. Good clean tackle.
See, that's almost more of an emotional win there for BG.
Absolutely.
As it is physical, because it's showing he's willing to put his body on the line. Keep the ball in play. Gives his teammates a little bit of a boost.
Zach Bisher, they call him Buddha, huge leader on this team. Can't miss him out there with the red hair. So Ohio State, again, they want to go over the top and maybe win that second ball.
Another thing about this Ohio State roster, Ohio State has nearly half their roster is redshirt guys. For BG, it's only one player.
Yeah.
So Ohio State obviously showing a lot of favoritism more to upperclassmen. Freshmen kind of have to take their lumps and come in. But yeah, it's two completely different styles in terms of redshirting.
Yeah, and Coach Nichols has shown repeatedly that he's willing to trust freshmen. You earn your place in practice, and you earn your place with your fitness and your commitment to detail. And I think that's great. It shows, like you said, we're building a program. So Ohio State picks the ball up in a dangerous place. Bowling Green instantly able to win the ball back. And Bowling Green's passing today has just looked phenomenal. The shield with a little dummy there. And the fans loved that. You hear them oohing on. And it almost feels like BG toying there. And that is Ohio State pressing. Chris Sullivan with some magic and a beautiful ball.
Wow.
And Matt Walters will look to take this ball in and take a pretty hard. It looked like a pretty good collision. I'm not sure. The fans wanted a foul there from up in the booth. I think it was just good soccer. But I'll tell you, that was about as good a stretch of play in 20 seconds playing out of the back that you will see.
Beautiful pass over the right side.
That was a Premier League 20 seconds there. But hearts aflutter as you saw that playing out of the back is difficult. If you make a mistake, if you went for the dummy there and the forward didn't bite, then the ball is right there in the goal. So hearts and throats a little bit when you play out of the back, but that was beautiful. That was somebody was hitting the X button or whatever, the FIFA special move.
I appreciate the FIFA reference.
I have to say I'm actually a Pro Evolution Soccer guy.
Wow.
As a nerd. Yeah, but some whatever game they were playing, they were hitting the right button there. They had the special built up.
Muscle memory almost.
Yeah. And it's fun for the fans with those some of those dekes and shoulder drops and now Ohio State will look to play out of the back, and I think more than anything they just want a break. So maybe they'll move it around, switch the field a little bit. Offside. So BG willing to play, and now BG wins the fall. And you'll see how frustrated the wingers get there with that ball offside because you work so hard and then give the ball right back.
Yeah. Yep.
And look for Charlie Majeski, number 9. He's just always around the build-up in the middle of the park, knows where to be, knows how to take the ball right there, and just finds that killer pass for Chris Brennan. Just a little too much on it. Just a little too much. He'd love to have that one back because that was just threaded perfectly. Just needed that ball to hang up a little bit for Chris Brennan there. Cochrane Crazy's getting some chants going. Certainly been a lot to chant about. I think that, well, let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. We've got 17 minutes to play in the first half. We've got a lot of soccer left. But Bowling Green has shown great signs early. I think beside the goal, great defensive discipline, and then really controlling the whole game through the middle of the pitch. And so much of soccer is won and lost through the middle of the pitch, keeping the ball, not losing the ball, winning the ball back. And then building that play for your forwards. So I think Bowling Green right now is looking really good. But again, Ohio State, a very strong team. And I think Bowling Green is not going to let their guard down at all.
Another thing about OSU's roster is they have, I believe, 6 transfers from other schools.
Coach Nichols was talking about that this morning, yeah.
They've got those transfers, and look at their roster. They really don't have many kids from Ohio or really the Midwest in general. They go all over the place to get players. Arizona, Oregon, Georgia. I mean, they go Texas. They go every region.
And they do have a few from the Crew Academy as well.
Oh,
which,
yeah.
We've had players come through the Crew Academy as well. So really strong program down there.
Yeah, besides the overseas players, for Bowling Green, it's really a lot of Midwest kids, a lot of Ohio kids. There's some Illinois kids, West Virginia.
Yeah, Illinois is always represented very well. The
2 kids from the same high school, actually, Naperville.
Yeah, and Naperville has a good idea there for Ohio State. Can't quite find the pass. Anthony will scramble to get back. And Ohio State will take a long goal. Anthony caught out of position there. It's 1-1, and Anthony will maybe feel like he had to come out for that, but just opportunistic goal there. So again, Bowling Green feeling like they're playing, dominating the game, and then you give a goal up like that. Frustrating. Anthony just caught a little bit out of the position, but he's been asked to do a lot this game as far as going to win balls back. I think just a miscommunication from the defensive back there, and BG will look to rally here.
Yeah, BG can't afford to let that affect them because really Ohio State there, like we were saying, I mean, you don't want to call it a fluke goal, but it's not something that will consistently happen. Yeah. Obviously, he was just caught a little out of place in the goal, and BG should look to push the ball up here.
Yeah, more of the same, I think, from Bowling Green.
Yeah, they should not change their strategy.
No. Chris Sullivan right away pushing the pace. Zach Bisher on the ball.
Substitutions in the game for Bowling Green, number 2, Vinny Warner, in the game for number 12, Cale Nichols. Also, number 15, Ike Swiger, in the game for number 10, Chris Brennan. Also, a yellow card in Bowling Green, number 24, Anthony Wayne.
So a foul given to Ohio State with the free kick. Got some players substituting in for BGSU. Sounds like 2 subs.
Nice slide tackle there.
Cleared out for a corner. Bowling Green handled that well. Good ball into the box.
What a save.
Anthony Wemby had some work, and there was a dangerous rebound there, too.
Nice pick.
Anthony holds on to that. I almost clapped here in the booth.
Pick that was straight out of the
coming
air.
in hot. He did. Yeah, that was not one that he really wanted to bat away. He wanted to.
He definitely didn't
want to pull that out of the air for sure.
Definitely didn't want to give him another chance at a shot.
No, and when the grass is wet like this, there's going to be a little wetness on the ball. So that was a big grab there, as Matt Walters slips there. Chris Sullivan stays on the ball. Bowling Green back in attack. Be nice to sustain some possession here. Ohio State pushing up that right wing. Plenty of defenders there. No need to foul. Ohio State will go over the top here for a Bowling Green throw-in. It'll go out here for a throw into Ohio State. In a dangerous part of the pitch, Bowling Green will look to press here and win the ball back. Ohio State making a few substitutions here. Ohio State with the throw-in, taken quickly. And we'll again look to cross the ball. I believe that was deflected out for an Ohio State throw-in. It did, yeah.
It's almost a tale of two halves almost in the first half here.
It is, yeah.
First half of the first half, Bowling Green was on the attack the most of the time. They had a lot of possession. It's kind of flipped here in the second part of it.
And that'll go out for a goal kick. Yeah, Bowling Green would love to sustain a little possession here after that goal, maybe just kind of find their rhythm, especially through the middle of the pitch. Ball just pinballing around in the air here. And that'll go out for a Bowling Green throw-in. You got to feel like there's more goals left in this game, the way it's headed, and Bowling Green faithful are hoping that it's for the gray and orange today. So I think we've got a great 10 minutes left of this half, and then a great second half ahead of us. BG defense very compact in the back. They move together. There's a lot of communication. You can tell they practiced that in the offseason. And Ohio State really trying to find all their joy down that right flank with the crosses. Oh, wow.
What a header.
Headed away from Ashiel Robin. Absolutely crucial header as Ohio State will look to push the ball back in and cross another ball. Maybe playing for the penalty a little bit there. And Bowling Green has had to defend a lot of corners. We will get that total at the half for you here, but it's been an uncomfortable amount. And Bowling Green will look to counter now. Don't really have the numbers forward. He's going to have to hold up at some point and hope for a runner. He'll cross the field. He's going to kind of put the ball into the middle of the park, hold for a rebound maybe. Just didn't quite have the numbers there to spring. Again, Ohio State hoping for the second ball, won't get it. I think that was intended for Mwembia, but Shield Robin will pick that up and thread a great pass. And boy, you need center backs like him to be able to make those passes if you are going to try to play out of the back.
As I was saying earlier about the Ohio State being mostly upperclassmen, a lot of red shirts, Ohio State really hasn't subbed very much, and you can see.
Yeah, I think each team has 2 subs. I think you'll start to see more, obviously, in the second half as the legs start to go a little bit. Ohio State in what almost looks like lacrosse type jerseys to me with the white shoulders.
Exactly what I was thinking.
Interesting, and the red socks.
It's definitely a little bit of a weird look not to see it. You obviously see the scarlet, but not the gray.
Right.
It's white.
Matt Walters has a hard time keeping that one, but overall having a phenomenal game down the right side, really dominating when he wants to, carrying the ball. Creative player. The Shield will control that ball. Oh, beautiful pass. Free kick given to Bowling Green.
And as we were talking about all the Ohio players earlier on the roster, who really knows how hard they were recruited by Ohio State? But obviously Ohio State is the biggest school in the state in terms of student population. And you got to think the Ohio kids probably have playing for Bowling Green, probably a little bit of a chip on their shoulder playing this game.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's definitely some deep stories and rivalries here. Another attempt in the box, and it really feels like Ohio State now believes they're going to score by putting balls into the box. Maybe just hoping for an errant rebound like last time we were a positioning error, because they just haven't been very direct in dribbling. And we'll see if they continue that strategy. BG happy to score kind of however, and most of our best looks have been from open play. See the players having a hard time with their footing a little bit, and I wonder if maybe some of the players who didn't opt for the longer spikes to start the first half will switch those out at the half. Even though I don't believe it's rained anymore, it feels like some of them are still having some issues with slippage here on the pitch.
I mean, this field's been used a lot these past couple weeks, so obviously there's going to be a little bit of wear and tear, but shout out to the grounds crew. I mean, the field looks great.
Absolutely. Ohio State will try to put another cross in here. Defense organized. Oh,
what
Anthony Mwembia with a phenomenal save. Oh, and then catches the ball, falls on it. And the Falcon fans going crazy, appreciating some phenomenal goalkeeping. And that will kind of pull some energy back into the stadium. Anthony Mwembia has been called on quite a few times.
BG badly needed that momentum.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this game really could be 3-3.
Yeah, it could.
Because we've had some chances, too, that were stopped by some great saves. So never a dull moment here at Cochrane Stadium. I think fans are going to be pretty happy that they stayed through the weather delays. As BG pushing through that midfield, and they want to keep this moving. Matt Walters will close in on that, cleanly picked off. Anthony Mwembia is there to kill off that attack. Four minutes from the half, and let's see if the Falcons can find another goal before halftime. Zach
What a
Bisher with a
move.
beautiful move. Drops his shoulder. BG trying to win back position in a dangerous area. Ohio State will look to break. BG quickly back, finds their midfield shape again. Well drilled, you can tell. Beautiful pass. Chris Sullivan will look for Matt Walters, find him. Now Matt just needs a runner, needs someone to make that run. Both teams getting stuck in here to win balls. Important game for both teams. And Matt Walters just all over the pitch tonight.
Very pesty.
Very pesty, I like that. A pesty player, and Coach Nichols loves those players.
Seems like BG has a lot more high energy guys on this team.
Yeah, a lot of high energy. And again, Coach Nichols happy to wow, a bit of a soft foul there called. Not much protest, so Ohio State player down with maybe a elbow to the lower back, little muscle spasms or something. BG soccer will be back here Tuesday the 17th against Cleveland State, set to kick off at 7 p.m. We hope that one starts a little closer to the scheduled kickoff. Hopefully it will.
I would certainly hope so.
And then after that, the 21st, here again at Cochrane Stadium, and then away at Kentucky, and then here at Canisius. That's a new word for me. New school. I'll have to look up where they're at. Again, Ohio State constant. Oh my gosh, off the corner. Wow, that ball. And Anthony really had no chance at that.
He hardly even moved.
He hardly knew
it.
about it. Yeah, he was caught a little flat-footed there. So maybe Bowling Green happy to get into the locker room with the 1-1 draw. I still think that they'll be happy with the momentum. I think Ohio State just kind of figuring out Bowling Green a little bit maybe.
I'm also sure that before this game, if you would have told Bowling Green that they'd go into half tied 1-1, I think they'd take that.
Maybe. That first goal was big, and I think we've kind of thrived on that energy. And then the Ohio State goal, maybe set the energy down a little bit. But look for the Falcons to come out at the half just ready to go. I know Coach Nichols will make some small adjustments. He'll fix some things that he doesn't like maybe on the defense that'll maybe eliminate some of these set pieces. Bowling Green with a free kick of their own here in a pretty dangerous position. Let's see if they choose to take a shorter kick or if they put the ball in the box. Looks like it's going in the box. Good ball. Dealt with by Ohio State, but the rebound should be picked up here by Bowling Green.
Around 20 seconds now.
Which will guide the
half.
Yep. Quickly goes out for a free throw. Throw in. Bowling Green will just go for putting the ball in the box here.
Oh,
Zach Bisher will take a swing at it. So we go into the half 1-1. Do not miss the second half of this game. It's been a fun one. We will see you back here in 15 minutes.
Yeah. I'm waiting on him. Hey, just started. So here we are at the start of the second half. 1-1 BG is tied here with Ohio State. About a minute into action here.
And boy, the fans have all stayed. There's throngs of them outside. Great tailgate going on. I may have had a piece of jerk chicken. Just a great culture here, BG soccer. Excited for the second half. So we said we'd get this stat for you. The Buckeyes have had 6 corner kicks to the Falcons, none. So that's it almost feels like a strategy. Ohio State trying to get the ball into the box. Chris Brennan with a strong header there. Chris Sullivan in cleanup. Now Ohio State willing to press, win the ball back. And that ball will go out for a 7th corner. So Ohio State kind of staying true to form here, trying to win a lot of corners, trying to put a lot of balls into the box. Again, Matt Walters there to win that. Ball back into the box, a low ball. Kind of a tricky one. You thought that was going to go over, and then kind of a screamer on the ground. I'm not sure he kicked it as cleanly as he'd like. I don't know if that was an intentional dummy. Ohio State ends up with the ball. And now you'll see BG press as a group. Doesn't really help to press if one person presses, give that way out. But as a group, Bowling Green able to press, put some pressure on. Bowling Green wins the ball back. Let's see if they can find something on the counter here. Zach will work hard to win that ball back. Goes out for an Ohio State throw-in.
And another thing about the first half is we never got a official, like, who scored the Ohio State goal. It ended up being Devin Etling.
Devin Etling, yeah, I believe was the official scorer. So, you know, there was some confusion on BG's part, but I think we'd be wrong not to give credit. I think that goal was well taken. It was, you know, from distance and had a little bit of an angle on it. So good finish. Ooh, little dummy there. And this could be a great ball in. Oh, keeper has a little trouble with it.
He almost
when
let
they
it go
stay
through.
down like that in a hump, they were a little worried. Almost spilled out the back.
Parker Siegfried there thought he almost lost that one.
But Bowling Green great on the counter attack there. Probably would have expected a little more from that. Zach will go back to Mwembia, who will not play out of the back. Go over the top, see if Bowling Green can get the second ball. Charlie Majeski hoped to come down with that. And BG will win a free kick right in the middle of the pitch. Now it's BG's turn. And finally, first corner of the game. So BG's had a lot of free kicks into the box, but no corner kicks. And let's see if they can work some magic. Over the last few seasons, Bowling Green has found a lot of joy from these corner kicks.
Corner kick, Bowling Green.
Let's see if this gets taken short maybe. And it does. It looks like a set play where it's going to go across.
Chipped up.
Oh boy, right
Knocked
there.
around
Oh boy,
and
and
out of
almost pinged back into goal. A little ping pong situation there. Offside again. Falcons very coordinated in the back there. And Bowling Green threatens here. Pretty hard foul. It's going to be a free kick and a very... Oh, maybe not. It's going to be given as a goal kick.
It's an interesting call.
Yeah.
First half, they were calling it a little more tight.
And I think that will go out for a throw, and that was a great save to stop that going out for a corner. Just that extra little bit of effort can make all the difference. Another throw into Ohio State. Bowling Green with a really good defensive shape. And that'll go out for another corner. So I believe it's 8-1 Ohio State on corners, which that's a pretty big deficit. So Anthony setting up his defense here. Just trying to get people into the right spot. He'll come out, kind of have to punch that away. I don't think he quite got everything on it that he wanted to. BG will have to regroup quickly. And Joe's just wide. Great pass to cut through the midfield. Ohio State threatening, cleaned up by Bowling Green, out for a throw-in. Ohio State. And here's Bowling Green on the counter. You want to, and Chris Brennan just loves the ball there. He's so, and that he's saying no foul. The referee says no foul. And boy, Chris Brennan is lethal if he can stay on his feet there. He wanted to. He is not the kind of player to take a dive. He wants to score. He's lethal. He's reliable. And looks like maybe just a little tangling of feet. And boy, he would love to have that back.
Ohio State kind of dominating possession, it seems. Start out the second half.
Yeah, and BG kind of trying to find that energy and that rhythm that they started the game with, which was pretty explosive. You know, the thing about the press is that you do spend a lot of energy, and boy, BG has the numbers here. If they could find it, it just kind of puts the ball out. A little frustration there from, I think, just a miscommunication. We'll go out for an Ohio State throw-in. So Bowling Green, Chris Brennan scores 2 minutes and 6 seconds into this game. Incredible start to this game. Ohio State equalizing in the 29th minute. And since then, I would say more chances for Ohio State. I think Bowling Green's still looking for that next big chance. And in the last few series have really had some opportunities on the counter, which we haven't seen today. That strong counterattack led by Chris Brennan. Brought down just outside the box, and the ref deemed it was just kind of a fair collision. No penalty given. Shot sails over the bar. Didn't seem to trouble Anthony Mwembia too much. So we've got about half an hour of soccer left here at Cochrane Stadium on homecoming weekend. Bowling Green and Ohio State tied 1-1. Bowling Green would love to send fans home with a big homecoming win against Ohio State. Ohio State wins the ball in a dangerous spot here. Someone might have to make a tackle. Ohio State picks up possession again. That'll go out for a Bowling Green throw-in, kind of releasing some of the pressure that had built up there. Once again, we want to give props to this Arsenal Youth Club that's here helping with the balls. It's getting pretty late. It's about 10:30. It could be getting past some bedtime, so we appreciate all the young men and women and probably their parents who are here.
Substitutions into the game for Bowling Green, number 18, Matt Walters, into the game for number 2, Vinny Warner, and number 15, Ike Schweiger, into the game for number 22.
Oh, and beautiful ball for Chris Brennan. It was just on the wrong side. Ohio State willing to slow down a little bit here, switch the field. Bowling Green wins the ball back, but Couldn't quite get a player close enough. As the Cochrane Crazies start singing, they're trying to build some energy, trying to get some atmosphere going here. I think maybe they should do a run through of the main bleacher here, try to get some of these maybe a little older fans with some chants going. Yeah, if they've got a flag or something, break
nice
it out.
takeaway.
BG will look to hit.
They've got numbers.
And Chris Brennan loves to get on those type of balls, and he loves to win those balls right there, take them away from center backs. Can't do it there. But BG looks to be dangerous on the counter. And this game is pretty end-to-end now. I think the legs are starting to go a little bit, and it's getting harder to track back for balls. May see some more kind of one-on-one, two-on-two situations.
You definitely see some fatigue here from both sides.
Ohio State puts the ball out, Bowling Green throw-in. And Chris Brennan is just hungry. He is making that run every time he wants a ball over the top.
He seems like the only player on the field who's like
he's
still full of energy.
Got a lot of energy, yeah. I think a lot of that comes down to his off-season training too. I know all the players obviously trained extremely harder and in great shape, but this game has been a lot of chasing. And again, that press just takes it out of you. And let's see if Bowling Green can catch Ohio State making a mistake in the middle of the pitch, picking up that ball, picking up a bad pass, and turning it into something special here on homecoming weekend. And they're trying it now. They're trying this press where they do it together, and they'll stay together, and they'll try to have him make a mistake. They'll try to have him make a mistake here. This is really pressing at its best. They force a pass up the side. Ohio State able to escape pretty well, but that was that pressing at its best. There you go.
Deflected.
Oh boy, BG looks to escape there. Ohio State will switch the field, just causing, they almost sense the press, and they say if you're going to press, we're going to make you really work at it. We're going to gas you. So it's a lot of left to right. And a beautiful little interchange there between Ohio State midfielders. They're going to try it again. And Ohio State will score a beautiful goal.
Nothing.
Beautiful goal, and it was a good interplay, a good little interchange between, I believe, a midfielder and a forward. And BG will feel like that was poorly defended. They're talking about it now.
Nothing
Bowling
really.
Green is really going to have to dig in and find a second goal here. I would expect some quick impact subs for energy, if anything. Fans kind of rallying here a little bit.
Yeah, there's nothing really Mwambia could do right there. He was just so close to the net and put it in such a good position. Top right corner, tuck that in.
And this is where some senior leadership will be big as these guys try to rally each other. So evidently having a big game with a goal and assist.
The senior scored that goal, Jack Hoffman. Or Jack Holland, senior from Dublin, Ohio.
And this will be a free kick for Bowling Green. Kel Nichols on the ball. BG's still willing to build from the back, not really trying anything long. Chris Brennan, again, wants that. You can tell he wants the ball on his foot.
There's plenty of games still left. They don't have to.
25 minutes, yeah. Don't need to do anything rash or really bring everybody forward. You still want to keep the score manageable.
Probably an increase.
Here we go. Chris Brennan will want that. Oh, boy. Well won back from Ohio State. And Ohio State maybe is looking like they saved some energy for these last 25 minutes. BG maybe looking a little winded.
BG definitely more of a sense of urgency, but they still can play their game.
Yeah. BG will push up the right here. A little overlap. Ohio State is going to take their time now for the rest of the game. With 24 minutes left, they're going to want to preserve this lead and certainly take things slow. They're going to try to move the ball left to right, waste time where they can. Zach Bisher works hard to win that ball back. Great through the middle. Has to dribble through about 3 or 4 players. And the Falcons are still up for this. You can tell they're leaving it all on the pitch, which is great.
Nice effort there by Bisher.
Nice outside of the boot pass. Deflection there. Some
took
boos
one
from the crowd, yeah. And a great ball over the top, and it's offside. BG will take that quickly.
Ohio State fans showing a little displeasure with that call.
Yeah, they wanted that on. It was a great ball over the top. Just barely off. The linesman certainly has a thankless job.
Yeah, really.
No one's cheering for the linesman. BG fans might be in that case. BG needs to dig deep here. You see some heads hanging just a little bit, maybe feeling gassed. Coach Nichols not a big shouter. He's just looking, trying to figure out what he needs to do substitution-wise. And I like that cross from Matt Walters. He did not have any sort of a shot on goal, and really he just had to hope that either there'd be someone there or that he could hit it hard enough to make a second ball for somebody.
Nice chip inside the box.
Great ball. Oh, great save.
I believe that's just the second or third save for Siegfried in the first half.
I believe that ball was called offside as well. An Ohio State player is down, and we'll hope the best for him. We're not going to be cynical and assume any time wasting. We know that it's a long game, and they've been going hard, so it looks like he needs some treatment. Certainly doesn't hurt the cause to have an injury or two out there, but they will stop the clock, actually. So And play will resume here with about 21.5 minutes left. Ohio State with the goal kick. Bowling Green has to find some magic here to salvage a draw on homecoming weekend. So Chris Brennan comes out. Had that opening goal, I think played a fantastic game. Maybe knew he was on kind of a minute count, and that's why just was given everything. Still got 21 left here. And that will go out for, I believe, a goal kick. No, maybe a corner. It looked like that took a deflection off an Ohio State player. Ohio State corner, boy, it's whipped in, looked good. And it looks like there was a foul in the box. Good goal kick.
Under 20 minutes to play here, so time ticking down. BG's still got some time.
Plenty of time here for a goal. Maybe enough for two. We'll hope.
Yes.
BG faithful hoping for two. But that first one will be crucial. Just losing the ball in the middle of the park, which you just can't afford to do. And that'll go out for a throw-in. This is where we need our ball boys to quickly get the ball.
Yes.
There we go. They're going to help us
Doing
a
a good job.
Yep.
Well, future of soccer right there. Toledo Celtics.
Yeah, I'd love to see some of these. Love to see some of these players in orange and brown someday. I'm sure we will. That's Cale Nichols dribbling with the ball, really taking it all the way up the pitch. Oh, fantastic ball. Wow. I believe that was Charlie Majeski, and we could have an opportunity here. Oh, boy. BG with a few chances. All of that set up through the middle of the park.
The Ohio State defense really closed rank there.
Yeah, Charlie Majeski with just one of the most beautiful passes across the whole pitch you'll ever see, curled just across the defender. Ohio State with a resolute defense there. BG into the box in kind of a threatening position. Ohio State will send it away, and this needs to be dealt with carefully to avoid the counter. Bowling Green a little bit outnumbered here if forwards keep moving. That was a beautiful pass. It'll go out for a throw-in, which Bowling Green will take quickly. Ohio State trying to press, but they're just doing it with one person, which always frees up some space somewhere else. Bowling Green trying to exploit that. Charlie Majowski. Oh, boy, great outside of the boot pass. Had a little curl back in. Bowling Green really wants to win the ball back here. And it looks like number 16 will be substituted out. Again, that was Matteo Benatti, who's had a huge game. He has been all over the pitch.
He just looks a little gassed, honestly.
Yeah, he's been going 100 miles an hour all game. So big game from him.
So as we were talking about earlier, Ohio State normally plays upperclassmen, but Braden Durbin is just a freshman.
Yeah.
Freshman forward out of Pickerington, Ohio.
Kind of a slight lanky frame as BG decides to switch the field here.
They're putting him in a tight spot now.
Yeah, and it may just be those fresh legs that they're looking for.
Oh, yes, yes. You could tell Benatti was just a little bit beat up.
Yeah.
He's been all over the pitch today.
And looks like there's an Ohio State player that will need some treatment, and the clock will stop at 16:04. BG will regroup here, get some water, and maybe talk strategy for these last 16 minutes. Wouldn't surprise maybe to see maybe pushing a few more defensive players forward, you know, as the clock winds down here, maybe taking some risks with more men up top, maybe some balls over the top, trying to find that elusive second goal here. Certainly not out of reach. Plenty of time left as the BG faithful spur the Falcons on here. Homecoming weekend. It has been a great game so far. Score not quite what we like to see, but it really has been a good game with some phenomenal saves in both goals. So Ohio State with the goal kick, and we will resume here with 16 minutes left in regulation. Ohio State up 2 against your Falcons 1. Booming kick. Shield will send the ball back to Anthony Mwembia. Again, they'll play out of the back, which has gone well today. I haven't, with a few exceptions, BG has been able to escape and keep possession rather than just sending the ball over the top. Out for an Ohio State throw-in. BG with the throw in here. Sounds like we may have some substitutions for Bowling Green.
Substitutions into the game for Bowling Green, number 10, Chris Brennan. Into the game for number 15, Ike Schweiger.
So Chris Brennan in for one last big push offensively here, trying to find that last goal. Coach will ask him, just give me 13 and a half minutes of everything you got. BG will try a long throw here into the box. Oh, foul right outside the box. Will give the ball back to Ohio State.
Great idea. Trying to find Charlie Majeski over the top, just a little too much on it. That pass usually happens the other way, Majeski to Brennan. Shield wins that. Oh, beautiful pass. Just a stunning pass.
Into the stands. Oh, nice snag.
Tim Concannon, former BGSU player, grabs that one. Maybe he should have been a keeper back in the day at BGSU. Timmy C grabs that one. I know his son is a soccer player. I'm surprised he didn't maybe try to keep that as a souvenir. I think these balls are like $300. I don't think you're allowed to leave with them.
Yeah, this is an MLB baseball.
You say you could turn it in for a slush, but there's already free Slurpees out there.
Shout out to 7-Eleven for that.
Yeah, the nerd rope. I'm a little bit afraid to shout them out for that, but you know, if you're in good health, I think you could try a sip maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're gonna advocate full on for that, but we do thank them for being here.
Well, if you want a sugar rush,
yeah, there you
nowhere to go.
Yeah, this game's had plenty ups and downs though. You know.
Second half has really kind of been a struggle. Besides that one Ohio State goal, it seems like it's been about even in terms of possession.
Yeah, a little bit of a struggle. Neither team can really kind of crack the other one. I think both have switched from, you know, pretty pragmatic, just like whatever we can do to get the ball near the goal, especially BG now. Zach Bisher with a nice ball.
Still with some time, still
11 minutes.
11 and a half minutes to go.
Throw into Bowling Green. Going to be taken quickly back to a shield, I think. Oh, BG will try to push up with the throw here. Try to find a favorable matchup. Oh, and you wonder why Charlie doesn't switch the field with Cale Nichols running up that left. I think he just saw something on the right that he liked a little bit more. Zach Bisher trying to win that ball, kind of outnumbered and shielded by a Ohio State midfielder there. Anthony handles this. Cale Nichols on the ball. Just a little bit of a miss hit.
Now under 10 minutes remaining in this game.
Yeah, BG's got to find that goal. Back to Michael Montemurray, who I think has had a great game as a freshman in that back.
Oh, yeah, stepping up.
Really never caught out of position. Oh, and Cale Nichols brings on a great ball.
I mean, he's helped out.
He has. Cale Nichols has been great as a sophomore.
BG
fans are feeling it.
Decent offensive chance here.
Good ball into the box. Not much there. Let's see if BG can get a favorable bounce and send it back.
Ohio State advancing up. Nice save over there, but it will go out of bounds.
Just under 9 minutes left. Bowling Green will win a free kick. Let's see if they push everyone up. I think they will.
They're going to take some chances. They're going to have that kind of free safety in the middle of the park. Anthony will come up a little bit. But it's all hands on deck here. They're going to bring a Shield Robin forward, hopefully put a ball on his forehead. It'll be a little short. They're going to want that back. And then BG's going to need to rally just to be in the right defensive position here. And that ball was well won by Charlie Majeski. Put out for and Coach Nichols with a great first touch to bring that ball down. I think he's still got something left in the tank there.
OSU's trying to clear the ball every chance they get.
And a Shell Robin with a little, looked like maybe caught a shoulder. No one protested. The ref had a clear view. And now it's just everything back into the box. They're using that target man, a Shield, a big guy, and really taking some risks here because if BG gets caught out, there's just no one back there. So this is what you'd kind of call the panic mode where a Shield comes way up. He almost acts as another striker or a target man where you're trying to play the ball off his chest or off his head. So this is dicey. You're just as likely to give up a goal here as you are to score one. But Bowling Green with 7 minutes left is feeling the burn, and obviously we're ready to take that risk. So let's see what kind of magic is here. As number 16 comes back into the game.
Bowling Green, number 15, Ike Swagger, in the game for number 18, Matt Walters.
Good throw into the box, good distance. Bowling Green not having a lot of joy on set pieces today. I don't think we've been extremely effective. Ohio State certainly had more opportunities, and I think the better of them as well. Fans calling for high energy here in these last 6.5 minutes.
Shout out to everybody who stayed. This crowd's still pretty much
full. Everyone's here. Everyone's here. I think they feel like the other next goal is BG's and is possible. Got a lot of alumni here. I know myself, class of 2003. And had a great talk with President Rogers earlier, who was here. I know he's a big soccer supporter as well. That was neat. And we should welcome all of our past players who are here for homecoming weekend. We don't have a list. I know I saw one, and I've seen a few past students, or past student athletes here, alumni, and we just welcome everybody. Hope you had a great time in Bowling Green, and hope you have some fun while you're here.
Yeah, a lot of stuff going on this weekend, obviously.
Hopefully the weather stays good. I think tomorrow is supposed to be pretty nice.
Yeah, football game, 5 o'clock start against, or 5:30 start, correct me, against Louisiana Tech. So Falcons will look to move over 500.
Yep.
Try to recover from last week.
Chris Brennan going to try this press, try to make someone make a mistake. Ohio State happy just to have possession here, maybe wear out the legs a little bit. See a little overlap with 10. And they almost want to take this into the corner, but taken by a Shield Robin. It's kind of a hard play, but no foul. So BG saying, hey, we're not giving up yet. You're going to have to do a little more than that.
Under 5 minutes to play here. Look for BG to really start attacking the net.
Let's go, Buckeyes. Finish strong. Let's go, Buckeyes. Let's go, mate. Okay, mate. Oh! Oh! Fuck off.
BG pushing forward again. Needs some magic here in these last 4 minutes. Willing to go a little bit long to find Charlie Majeski. If he could have untangled himself there, he might have found himself with the ball.
Sub for OSU coming on. Stop the clock momentarily.
Ohio State's going to take the short and just try to fight and waste a little time here. You know, you're away from home. You've got a 1-goal lead. It's frustrating when you're the team trying to fight back, but understandable. We would do that too. They're taught to go, play into that corner. That'll go out for a BG throw-in. BG with just about 3 minutes. Oh, they're going to play from the back and maybe punish an Ohio State press.
Ohio State being aggressive here.
Yeah, they're trying to press, which is interesting. Oh, and that'll be a yellow card. That'll be a quick yellow. And that's just a professional foul. I'm surprised that's not a yellow card, to be honest. I'm surprised he doesn't go into the book for that. But that's a professional foul where he was maybe away. And, again, if you beat the press with all those guys forward, you have a numbers advantage.
Yeah.
So Ohio State, I think, just doing the kind of the reasonable thing there. BG looking a little more desperate now. And Ohio State really just trying to see this game out. BG sending as much as they can forward. That'll go out for an Ohio State throw-in. 2:23 left. And I know Coach Nichols would never be happy to lose a game. I think he'll be happy with the overall performance. I think top down it was a good one.
Great game.
I don't ever want to call a goal fluky. The second one was a beautiful goal. The first one I think was some positioning and some communication issues that they'll have time to sort out. So BG may be caught out in a little bit of numbers here. Zach Brisher will take care of that. Just under 2 minutes.
BG really owned the first half, honestly.
They really did, yeah.
The score
especially through the middle of the pitch.
Score doesn't tell the whole story of the first half.
Yeah.
BG for at least the first 25 minutes was completely dominant.
And BG's going to be a fun team to watch this year.
Oh, yeah. Hanging with a Big Ten team, that would be.
Absolutely. Let's see what Cale Nichols has left in the tank. And you like Chris Brennan one-on-one versus just about anybody. And when he gets on it, wonder if that wasn't a handball. But, again, no appeals from Cale Nichols. Wins the ball back in a great spot. We'll see if there's something here. We'll see if – oh, boy. Bowling Green with 3 or 4 chances. You know, it looked like everyone wanted the next guy to take it.
Nobody wanted to take that last shot there.
It looked like BG just wanted – well, they were all trying to help each other out, and we just needed someone to just get their foot on it. Frustrating from the fans' views, but, if someone's right in front of them, they can't really take a shot. They're going to pass it on to the next guy.
We're under a minute to play now.
Yeah, under a minute here. BG needs the ball to stay down here and just put some good service in. And that'll be Ohio State throwing.
BG with literally nobody back at this point.
Next game is here at Cochrane Stadium, 7 p.m. Tuesday, September 17th. Love to see you out here. Free as always. Awesome for families. We got 18 seconds left. Need to find an equalizer here. Oh, and Zach Brisher maybe misses by a foot and a half. And BG will lose here to Ohio State in a great game. I think they're going to be happy with their performance. We'll see you back here. Have a great, safe homecoming weekend, folks. Thank you.